Guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a little bit different other than the gaming that I usually do. Today we are going to be ranking the animated series or the animes that I've watched over the years. Now some of the animes in here that I have finished all of them, some of them I might be very close to finishing, so I will be able to rank, I would say objectively, but not for the whole thing, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about how you feel also, right? So full disclosure on that, I'm not trying to rank them objectively in terms of like cinematography or the direction or the story. Like, of course these are important elements into it, but at the end of the day, it's just about how I felt, how it makes me feel, the moments that I see in those animes. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into the ranking, right? So the first ranking that I kind of want to do, I want to start with, let's say, not One Punch Man. I'm gonna start with My Hero Academia. Now there is a lot of seasons. I haven't actually caught up with the latest season for this one. I did like the initial first few seasons. It was good. Wasn't like, you know I think after a hiatus of animes, I started watching animes based on Hero Academia. So there is some kind of nostalgia with me in that sense. It's not a very old anime. It's been there for 5, 7, 8 years now, I think, if I think about it. So I think I'm gonna keep it somewhere on the B. I think somewhere it's in the middle. I wouldn't say it's like a high tier B. I would say it's like kind of mid or low. So for the moment that I'm gonna start this anime, I think I'm just gonna keep it. There are characters like, if like the Todoraki's characters, or Bakugo at the end. What happened with season 6? I haven't watched the latest. I don't know. I don't even know if it's the latest one is 7 or 8. I did finish. I think the latest one I haven't done. So, but I do need to catch up on that. That might change this position later on, but for now I'm just gonna keep it at a B. Right, next one that I'm gonna go is now Attack on Titan. I've just started watching this one actually. Season 1 is banging. I would put it at S, right? Season 1 in itself, I think I haven't finished even like a lot of episodes. Now, since I haven't finished all the episodes of Attack on Titan, I'm gonna put it at A. I certainly believe that it is far better than My Hero Academia for me, at least for me. At least in terms of story, at least in terms of something new for me, in terms of story, in terms of fights, in terms of writings, everything, right? It's amazing. Really enjoyed. I've been really hooked onto it. Lately I haven't caught onto it because a little bit busy, but I really need to get into it, right? So this is something on A for me. Now as the season goes on, I might put this into S, but for now it's a very high tier only with just season 1. Another one that I'm gonna put on a high tier of A and lower than Attack on Titan for me would be Arcane. Now Arcane season 1 is for me S tier, right? I haven't watched. You know what? I'm just gonna put I know the season 2 is out at the moment. With only season 1, I think I'm gonna put Arcane in season. I'm gonna put it. I know I'm trying to break with Attack on Titan because I haven't watched everything. To be fair, yeah, I think just to be fair with Attack on Titan, I think I'm just gonna put them in A. But I think both of them, if the first seasons are good at the rest of the seasons, they probably are gonna go to S for me. But at the moment, I'm just gonna put them in A. Right now, Avatar. It's for me. It's one of the best anime or animated series there is. Right. I think the reason I say this is because of writing is phenomenal, but the character in themselves, right? You got Zuko has one of the best character development you'll ever see in a work of fiction, right? It's a very highly rated series. There's a reason that this animated series is very high rated. There's a lot of like life learning lessons that you'll have in this animated series, especially from our favorite uncle, Uncle Iroh, right? He's all of our uncles. I wish we all would have an uncle like Uncle Iroh, right? So one of the best series there ever is. I mean, the story is phenomenal. There's no episode which you don't enjoy, other than, of course, the Great Divide episode, right? Whenever I try to rewatch this, I'm just gonna skip that episode. Not gonna lie. But everything else, other than that, I've watched multiple reactions of people watching animated series of Avatar, and I never get bored. I'll be honest with you. I think it's one of the best TV series there ever is. Uh, Now this one is something that is kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I love this. Yeah, I'm really into isekai at the moment. I've been watching few isekais here, and I'm trying to find like a new one. If there are isekais animes that you guys could recommend, please do let me know in the comment. But the two that I've been watching, right? I did finish Campfire. Season 2 is coming, and if I'm not mistaken, this is Konosuba. I think if I'm not mistaken, the name. I just finished season 1 with Konosuba. Also, it's hilarious. I know it's a parody based on isekais genres, and it is really funny. Sometimes it does get repetitive for me, so I'm just gonna put that at B in the moment. Campfire is a guilty pleasure for me. I've watched numerous times. I just put it in the background. I just watch it. It's fun. It's really enjoyable, to be honest with you. The food that he makes, it's really good. There's nothing really much into it. There's not really much into it in terms of developing characters or stories. It's just in the background in sense. So for me, but I really enjoy it. I think there's very hardly shows that is going to be in the C and D in this category for me. But yeah, Death Note, I think this might be a C for me, because I did watch what, 10 episodes, 12 episodes. I really liked it, but I think later on I feel like it just keeps dragging on and on. I just lost interest, not gonna lie. For first 10 episodes, I'm gonna give it like an A, but later on few episodes I watched, I was like, I just not what's getting it, right? So I think I'm gonna put it at C, right? I really don't have much to talk about it, to be honest with you, because I didn't really enjoy that much, other than the first few episodes, until like I think 10 episodes were pretty good. But later on, I just felt like it just kept dragging on. There wasn't much happening, and I just couldn't get into it. Maybe I will revisit it, maybe later on, and then I might change my mind. But at the moment, it's a C for me. Demon Slayer, that is something that I really enjoy. Um, it's very famous now, right? Of course, there is that. But really enjoy that. There's so many moments that I can remember of Rengoku. You know, there's the sound has, I forgot if it's a Tenjin fight against the Daki and her brother. That was a phenomenal fight. There's so many moments that I remember from Demon Slayer. So the movie itself, then the Infinity Castle that just released, and of course there are going to be released two more movies, right? So it's the animation is just phenomenal, right? The story is good fun. It's very much based on the similar idea, you know, similar tropes that they already have, but it is quite a fun watch. I wouldn't put it nowhere near Avatar for me, right? Nowhere near, but it's S tier because it's so much fun to watch. Not in terms of, like, I would say writing or everything, but just the animation, the moments, the way it makes you feel is certainly quite high for me. Deletion Dungeon is really fun. I would put it lower than Arcane and Attack on Titan. For me, I would even put it at like top tier B actually. It's a good fun out. It's a good fun day to be watching this anime, right? I feel like it's just that group of guys playing a kind of like Dungeons and Dragons kind of type. But while doing at the same time, they're just cooking, right? So, uh, yeah, I think I might put Konosuba ahead of Campfire. I'm not gonna put it ahead of Academy as of yet, but that might change in the later on. But yeah, I think this is just you know, just to enjoy your life. You know, just enjoy. You just come back home from work, just put it on and just enjoy it. And Full Metal Alchemist, I think this is kind of the first anime that I watched. And what an anime to watch. The reason is that because I think this anime I started watching in Japanese, and I didn't really understand it, and I gave up on this anime. And I think I went to a lot of I searched it online, and then I found that, you know, people said to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood rather than the Full Metal Alchemist, because there are two versions there is, but the Brotherhood is the complete one, because I think that time was when all the mangas was already released, or there was the author wrote it or finished it, written it. So and I think that's why they made it, and they polished the anime, if I'm not mistaken. And I really, and people said that the dubbing of this particular anime is phenomenal, and it is. It is. If you have not watched this anime, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in dub, I highly recommend. The dubbing is fantastic. It's so good. And I think that's how I got to know Travis and Laura Bailey from there, and then I got into like Critical Role, D&D far later on. But that's how I knew them in the beginning. Um, yeah, it's. I don't remember a lot of the story, to be honest with you, but 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 I do still remember the moments and the feelings that I had when I was watching this for me, and it does go for me ahead of Demon Slayer. It's a real. I think Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was for me what Demon Slayer is for a lot of people now. I think that's the best way to that I could explain. And it was so good to watch. It was so good to watch. Frieren is another show. I haven't put it. I'm not gonna put it at D. Don't worry. Uh, but what I mean, like I think I watched the episode one, 2 or 3 times, and I just couldn't get into the anime. I was like, what is this about? But I was like, you know what? Let me just be patient. Let me take a weekend where I am like not too jumbled up in my mind, right? Where I'm just patient, where I just can sit down and watch, not have a short attention span that we all have nowadays. But I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. And once it's a slow pace. It takes a little bit to burn, right? But when it burns, it just flames up. When it burns, it becomes a bright light, right? Of story of and it's such a great way to put it, right? As Frieden as the main character, the way she sees it, right? The way she sees life. As an elf, you live for such a long time, and for us humans, we just live for a short time, right? 100 years. That's nothing for elf, right? But the perspective that you gained from her, right, and the amendments that she's trying to make, the understanding that she has, right? It's a fantastic storytelling. It's a slice of life for me. I still wouldn't put it ahead of Avatar. I don't think anything is gonna go ahead of Avatar for me. But Frieren, I think I might even put it lower than Full Metal Alchemist for me, but it is certainly top tier anime that people should watch and should give a chance if they feel like it's just slow. But just wait for it. Just wait for it, and I think you will not regret it watching this anime. Certainly not. Haikyuu is another one that I think this was my first ever sports anime that I've watched. I know there's Blue Lock. I really want to get into Blue Lock. I've heard a lot of good things about Blue Lock, and I really do want to watch it. But Haikyuu is for me is an experience. Experience in a way that, right, many a times when you watch sports anime or sports movies, right, there's always this kind of trope that they send you, right? They're like, here's a guy who struggles. He goes through his struggles, and then he wins everything, right? It's like he goes and does everything. Like Haikyuu, when I watched, like season one or season two, I think they lost where they were supposed to win, right? Because I thought they're gonna win, but they lost, and they had to redo everything again. They had to go through that mental fight that they had within themselves again to go and get better, right? And then once they got better, then it's more believable that, hey, if you train a little bit harder and longer, right, if you give yourself time to get up to get accustomed to the sports that you are learning, or you are playing, then you are gonna get better. And that kind of shows with it. It's There are so many moments I remember in Haikyuu, because this is a series that I watched recently, right? So it's very fresh in my mind, to be honest with you. But I don't want to have recency bias, right? For me, like, does it have the same impact on me as Attack on Titan or Arcane? I would say yes. So I am gonna put it on a very high A tier for me, right? I think if these guys have very good seasons later on, that probably would look something like that, right? I'm very tempted to put this in S tier, but I feel like, does it really fight with the others that's the feeling that I have, and I feel like most likely not, right? But certainly high A tier for me. Kaiju number 8 for me, it's a good fun. It's very similar to what we have in Solo Leveling, right? Like Solo Leveling, I love. I'm gonna put Solo Leveling and Kaiju in similar pace, right? Because I feel like they're very similar. It's like, you know, it's mostly about action rather than the character, right? There isn't a lot of character development in both of the series, I believe. It's straight into action. Um, and nothing, there's nothing wrong with it, right? It's really really enjoyable, right? Solo leveling, it's fantastic, it's really really fun. And kaiju is the same thing. It's an action. If you just want to turn off your brain, that is something for me, right? I just want to turn off my brain. I just want to watch a good action, just enjoy it, get hyped. And this is like hyping shows, these are fantastic for hype shows, right? It's all aura farming, as they say nowadays, right? It's all about that. Mashle is also the similar, I would say. I'm gonna put it below. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in the B tier, I think, for me. Nothing really special. Also another hype, but the hype with solo leveling and kaiju is far better than Mashle. I think that's how you say it. But nothing really much into it. Like the first hype that I had was before solo leveling and kaiju came was One Punch Man, right? But I think for me these three are very similar genres that I have, right? Even I mean, but One Punch Man, I could even put them in B tier, to be honest with you, right? It was very good hype. I'm kind of disappointed because of how bad the season 2, right? In terms of like animation, in terms of like the story wise, I mean, like the only person that I remember was Gaku, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Season 1 was season 1 had very very good fights at the end with the Boros, of course. Good character development that they had, especially with Genos, I would say. um, but there isn't really much. I mean, like, I know this is kind of a, a play in superheroes, like someone who's very powerful, who likes to do shopping, right? He cares more about shopping than trying to beat the bad guy, because he knows that he could beat the bad guy in one punch. But yeah, it was a good fun. I'd say it's like a good fun series. So like most of these in the B rank for me is a good fun series to watch. And like season A is like hype moments. Probably these two are gonna go to S for me. But at the moment, I'm just gonna keep it as it is. And Sakamoto Day is also another one that it's just good fun, similar to One Punch Man or even Hero Academy. Hero Academy, I was a little bit more invested, but I really ran out of steam with it. I think after season 5 or 6, I haven't really got into it, but I still really really like it. I feel like I think the story of Hero Academia could have had a season or two short. I think, at least for me. I think it just keeps dragging. It's a bit too long at the moment for me. So yeah, so this is my ranking of the current animes that I've watched. With more animes that I'm gonna watch later on, or if there's animes that you would recommend for me to watch. There are a lot of animes that I do want to watch, like Jujutsu Kaisen is there, Hunter x Hunter is there, Vinland Saga is there. There are a few animes. Apothecary Diaries is there. I think that might be the next anime that I might watch, along with Attack on Titan, and of course finishing Arcane season 2 and things. Um, but yeah, I think those are some of the animes that I might watch later on. Yeah, so let me know what you think of the ranking. So this is probably my ranking that I have. I will not change that S avatar in there. That will always stay there for me. One of the best animated or anime series there ever is, at least for me, in my own opinion, right? So let me know if there are any animes that you would like me to watch. I really want to get into isekais kind of genres at the moment. So if there are any good ones similar to like Campfire, if there is anything, do recommend me. I am gonna go and give it a watch. I just want to, put my brain off and then just watch it and just enjoy and just have fun. All right, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys the next time.